Today we're going over the top 5 things I wish I knew when I first started Doordash. I'm not going to waste your time. So when I first started, I was actually doing gig work for 2 years at this point, but there were still things I wish I knew. Number 1, the first thing I wish I knew when I started Doordash was how many drivers actually go for the gold and silver and platinum status. That's something I didn't know when I first started, so I was wondering why I would get less offers, but over time I did learn a lot of drivers have that priority and they're getting the offers first because they have the high acceptance rate. So that's the first thing I wish I knew. The second thing I wish I knew when I started Doordash is the fact that not all hotspots are created equal. So when you log in, you look at the map, you see the different red zones on the map. Initially, I thought, okay, maybe I'll work this red zone because it's closer. But over time, I learned that not all red zones are created equal. And why is that? That is because different red zones have different restaurants that you'll be working for. It could be a Chili's instead of a McDonald's. So over time, I learned the red zone that was like 15 minutes away from my house was way better because it was better quality restaurants and better quality customers. So that would definitely be number 2 there. Make sure you're finding the best red zone near you. The third thing I wish I knew when I started Doordash is the highest paying orders aren't always the best orders. When I first started, I used to get excited when I would see $15 or $20 order, and I didn't really pay attention to other factors like where the delivery was going. You want to make sure that you're not delivering to the middle of nowhere. So definitely evaluate everything, not just the pay when an order comes in. Alright, now the fourth thing I wish I knew when I started Doordash was the scheduling trick. Now on Doordash, it's a little different than Uber Eats. On Doordash, you needed to schedule, which I do like because it limits oversaturation, but it does limit when you can work. So you got to be able to manage that properly. So how do you manage that properly? What I found is best is you're going to want to schedule yourself in advance, and you're going to want to do like 2-hour shifts. So if you're going to work like 8 hours, do 4 2-hour shifts with 30-minute breaks in between. You're going to want to do that just to save your positions, especially if you're doing the hourly pay mode, because if you decline 2 orders, you'll get kicked off the hourly pay mode. As long as it's busy enough, you'll be able to switch to earn per offer. But if it's not busy enough, then you'll be kicked off. That's why you want to do 2-hour shifts. You could do an hour if you want, but I do 2 hours. And then even if you get kicked off after an hour, you don't have to worry about whether or not you'll be able to work more because you'll have that shift lined up. So even if the hourly pay isn't available, you'll be able to get back online with earn per offer. So that'll just save your shift. If you do your shift in multiple different time frames. So even if one of your dashes has to be ended, you'll have another one lined up just in case it's not busy. Alright, now the fifth thing I wish I knew when I started Doordash was the amount of mistakes that not only restaurants make, but also customers. So it's much more frequent that a restaurant makes a mistake, forgetting a drink, maybe forgetting one of the bags, if it's 2 bags and they only give you 1. So you're always going to want to check the order details so you know what's in the order. You're going to want to check for drinks. Normally, I'll just ask the employee, hey, are the drinks in the bag? If there are drinks and I don't see them, just to confirm, to protect your ratings and to provide good service for the customer. Now, not only that, customers make mistakes occasionally too, where Maybe they'll provide the wrong address. That's the most frequent one. So if a customer provides the wrong address and they need to change the address, you're going to want to contact DoorDash support. And then as long as it's still within the delivery zone, most of the time they'll offer you additional pay to deliver it to the new address. So that's good to know. Don't just deliver it to the new address without contacting DoorDash support to get that extra pay. And then if it's outside the delivery zone, they'll say, okay, the new address is outside the delivery zone. We're going to cancel the order and give you half pay, and you could dispose of the food. And that's how you get free food. So, all right, so that's 5 things there. Hopefully all you new drivers can learn those up front so you don't have to go through the growing pains I did. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like. Tell me how you feel in the comments below. And please just consider subscribing to support the channel. It's very exciting. The community we're building, we're getting close to 1,000 subscribers. So let's smash that goal. All right, that does it for me. I hope you're all doing well. I'll see you in the next one. Good luck out there. Mr. Hustle, out.